What's up, everybody, and welcome to the very first Dadgood Podcast. That's right, you heard it, a Dadgood Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Walsher, and today I couldn't be more stoked to sit down with the three hooligans that started it all. My man, Warren D, my guy, Guy G, and none other than your boy, Charles T. And so to kick things off, I just want to do a quick run around with the three of you guys just to see what you're up to lately. I mean, you've got this tremendous Slack channel. There's thousands of followers at this point, but I think that what we're really missing in this equation is a little bit more about what you guys individually are up to. And so, if you don't mind, Warren, I'm going to start with you, my man. I
All
can't
right.
even pick on you without jumping into the very first is my dude, 75 hard. First of all, may I say, for the rest of the community as well, you're out of your mind, bro. Talk to me about the level of discipline, what it means to you now that you've crossed the finish line, and just kind of like the broader picture, whether you're trying to prove something to yourself or talk to me about the whole inception, progress, and finish line of, quite frankly, the most insane personal competition I've ever seen anybody take on. What's that world look like?
Yeah, man, thank you. And Yi and Charles usually remind me that it's how crazy it was when I was doing it. And I felt a little crazy myself. Even a few days in, I was kind of like, maybe I made a mistake, like running 45 minutes outside every single day, the gallon of water every single day. But I think it just came about because, Charles and Guy and myself, we share ideas on, things we can share on LinkedIn, how we can motivate the community, and I think just things we can share with our broader audience and stuff like that. And I think it was like two parts. It was kind of like something for me to share beyond just my normal stuff, but also something that I was hoping other people would take from and kind of, just even if it
Dude,
wasn't 75 hard, even if it was something that they wanted to try to
it
accomplish, they could
was
maybe do it.
encapsulating, bro. It's
Thank you.
look, there's several layers to things that I want to pick on you on. The first is, first of all, the level of discipline to be able to do damn near anything at 75 days of consistency is inspiring. The fact that you
Thank you.
turned it into a content piece that now this whole network, bro, I know I talked to you personally. I was inspired at day, shoot, 25. I was texting Gee going, this guy's out of his mind. So the discipline and the level of consistency, absolutely bonkers. And so I can only say that that was the most tremendous move that you made because it really was, dude. It not only was probably self-fulfilling for you, but it spoke the entirety of your network in different verticals. Like maybe it's not working out, but maybe it's just trying to be a better person every day. There's
Yeah.
so many different takeaways that was fire on. So I want to dive a bit deeper. You had obviously an outrageous amount of running, right? You
Uh-huh.
had an outrageous diet that you had to follow,
Yep.
all while still you got your home team, bro. You got your beautiful girls, and we'll
Yep.
get into that. But what was the most difficult part from you actually experiencing it that you could shed some light on?
I think the most difficult, probably, man, that's a good question. The most difficult part is probably the eating, the healthy
The
eating. I
eating?
mean, the water, that level of activity, you almost need the water that you're drinking, the gallon a day, 45 minutes of weight training, and then 45 minutes outdoor run. You just need that level of hydration. I'm a snacks guy. Like at night, I munch on the treats and like all the
Get
bad
it.
stuff, and so that's a very hard thing to turn off. I mean, even right now, I'll be real with y'all. This is like a Coke Zero in this
Let's
cup. So,
go. Let's
so
go.
now, so you can see the other side is I like to challenge myself like that. But what I tell people is I don't like to live like a robot. Like I like to work hard and, bust my butt in that arena. But I also, like I enjoy the donuts, Chris. You sent me a
Yeah.
dozen and we smash those donuts. So I like to live like that, but I like to put in, I think, the hard physical work too. Yeah, I mean, I just talked to a guy today who reached out to me and he was like, I've been wanting to share my, 75 hard on LinkedIn. And I was like, dude, do it. I was like, that's what helped me because I've tried the challenge twice before and I failed, but nobody knew
Damn.
I was doing it. So, like a week in, when you're doing it like that, you can just quit and there's no one there to be
Bro,
like,
let me
hey,
let me
don't
cut
quit,
you off.
So,
Let me cut you off. Do you feel like LinkedIn almost in a way held you accountable
100%.
to finish it?
That's why I did it.
Bro,
So
that's
many
so
people, it's like because
sick, dude.
there's so many people, there's like two different kinds of people. There's the people who I guess they get it or they just, they
Thought you
just
were
kind of
crazy.
understand, or the other people are like, why are you like sharing this? Like it's cool that you're doing it, but why are you sharing? And I think once I explained the reason behind it, they understood, and it's because after a couple of days you get people invested in this journey. Dude, there would have been people in the DMs. I got Charles and Guy obviously like, yo, if you didn't post this day, like, did you do your stuff, like, did you fall
Yeah.
off? And so you on those days and on those moments where you want to break, I think having that level of accountability definitely helps see you through. So
Dude, that is so cool, man.
yeah, man.
What a like unintentional blessing just from building the network that you're building. Like,
Yeah,
first of all, and I wanted to add one of the most inspiring things, going back to what you said, your main challenge was, dude, the food, man. Like, I'm a real
yeah,
person. I'm not a robot. I like to eat good food.
yeah,
Is I think that what people don't understand about how challenging that was is the sacrifice. One of the things I'm terrible at is discipline. So level of consistency. But one thing I didn't think about until you said that was the sacrifice, man. Like you're talking about a couple Oreos, a little glass of milk in bed just to like close the day out. Like you had 75 days, dude. You had to say bye to all of that. And so
yeah,
that's
man.
wild. That's wild, man. And
Thank you, brother.
I know Charles and Gil will agree with me. Like, you are a certified lunatic, dude. And I'm here for it. We're here for it all day. And that's like, dude, it's so inspiring. I love that you did that. I'm going to
Thank you, brother.
segue real
Yep.
quick. Bro, talk to me about this new social media expansion and consistency that you're on. Like, first of all, I'll disclaimer for anybody who's checking this out who follows Warren perhaps on LinkedIn, you guys aren't even getting the surface level of the content that this dude is producing. He's got a TikTok. He's got an Instagram. We're getting daily sneak peeks into the life of WD. Talk to me about like how that started, bro. Cause it's like, I'm such a fat fan of what you're doing
Uh,
every single day, dude. It's daily. Talk to me about
Thank,
that.
no, thank you, bro. And that you're actually a big inspiration on that because I see you on there. But I think the other social media platforms, I think I'm just kind of I was a lurker on LinkedIn, and this at the beginning of this year, I started putting myself out there and look at all the amazing things that happened. I met Guy, I met Charles, we started Dadgood, and so I was kind of, very recently like I need to just why am I only playing in this one game when I could be playing, all of these other ones too. And it is, I mean, it is, it's a lot of work, and I haven't even really. I'm glad you brought it up because to be honest, I've already been kind of like very like questioning myself, when I'm going to put up like a reel or whatever, just kind of like in all the stuff that I preach on LinkedIn. It's good for me though, because I'm kind of confronting myself like, dude, you need to just put your stuff out there. But I think really the other motivation is we want to grow dad good. If I can grow, we all know that growing our personal pages on LinkedIn is a lot easier. And if we can do that, it'll help us grow Dadgood even bigger. So I'm just thinking we continue to grow our other social media platforms. It's going to in turn help Dadgood. And I think that's like the main motivating factor is just really like grow your own page. And then people will come to the page and they'll be like, what's this guy about? Obviously, one of the main pillars is Dadgood. And then
Yeah.
so it all kind of feeds back into growing Dadgood. It's just, looking at it through that lens, I guess. But yeah, man, that's a new thing for me. And honestly, I need to be way more consistent and get better at it. But it's just,
Bro,
it's a journey. So
already from the start, I could tell you, look, like a corporate casual, I'm deep rooted in authenticity, being genuine. I like the behind the curtains view of somebody
mhm,
who's killing it in the professional world. And I think that's one of the most entertaining things that, like, dude, you've gotta, I don't even know if you know it's a series, but you'll film these little like car shots with your kids where like maybe one is crying, one is singing to the
Yeah.
music, and you're just chilling with your wife. Like, it is the most wholesome, and it's so dope to get a sneak behind the curtain. And so, like, I couldn't be more proud that you took that expansive effort. I'm obviously trying. I'm not
Mhm.
to the level of consistency that you are, but it truly is something to be like, yo, bro, this has something to it. And so, hell yeah, bro.
Thank
I
you.
couldn't be more stoked. Like, that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Well, last thing while we're on this, so I can hold myself accountable, is first. So Friday, I'm committing to a reel every day
Let's go.
on like Instagram. I can barely even make reels. Like when I go to make them, I want to smash my phone against the wall because like I just suck at making them. But I know that that's the kind of stuff that you need to do to grow. Like do stuff you suck at. Like I'm not good at this. I feel uncomfortable. I don't even post videos on, LinkedIn. I mean, I
Yeah,
we
man.
talk about me and Charles and Guy talk about that sometimes. Like I was supposed to put videos on LinkedIn forever ago and I never did. So it'll be a good growing experience. That's what
No,
it's all
I'm
about at the
stoked,
end of the
dude.
day.
I'm
So
stoked.
yeah, man.
Offline, I can give you some tips. I can give you some cool things.
Yeah.
We'll get
Thank
you
you.
some, the people
Yeah.
need it on LinkedIn, bro. Come on. All right. Drum roll. I need to talk about now my man, Guy Groskos. All right. Check it out. Guy, the moment that we spoke, it was like, who is this guy? Are you kidding me? We were talking in the lobby. Our Instagram DM thread not safe for work, baby. That's the type of like we are on that page together. Okay. So, but look, I want to switch gears. I want to pick your brain on a couple of things. The very first is, bro, you just made a tremendous jump in your occupation, what you're doing with your life. Honestly, join Breeze. Can I just tell you that the moment that that happened, I think all of us combined, we saw a new Grosco, like 100%. Back on the LinkedIn game, which I know was a little bit of the equation, but dude, there's just like this confidence, this happiness with life. Dare I say it? A bit of pride behind like, yeah, man, I did it. I did it. I'm with a company that I'm in love with. I love the people that I work with. I'm getting to do new stuff, like wear these fancy outfits and shades and drive to New York City to the office. Like, get the heck out of town, bro. So before I go any further, like, talk to me about that transition, but also sprinkle in. You and I texted, man. I think that your hustle in the hey, I'm looking for a job stage would be so freaking inspiring to the people in the dad good community. Like you even had a COO or whomever like post and shout out about it. Talk to me about the lineology from your hustle of hiring to where you are now. Let's hear it.
Well, first off, thank you for the tremendous introduction. I think to start kind of at the top, I was in a funky spot, man. Where I was at before wasn't necessarily the happiest, just given certain circumstances and hey, whatever, that's life, right? You gotta be uncomfortable to get comfortable. And it's funny because when I met Warren and Charles, even before I met you, Chris, I was in a really weird, funky, just limbo where I was kind of an autopilot. We built Dadgood, and I kept telling the guys, I'm like, you're meeting me right now, and I'm not fully happy. I'm just not in a good space mentally, but like, wait until I figure something out.
Wait until you get that fire, baby, that heat.
Yeah, wait till I got stuff brewing, but just wait till I kind of break through. Like, you'll see a new version of me, and I think that has come through. I think building this community has been a massive blessing for me. It's helped me out a ton. It's helped me out like my personal life, my marriage, um, in my work ethic. But going back to the job hunt, like it's a tough market out there, right? It's not easy for anybody. Finding a job is probably one of the hardest things to do right now. And I realized that hey, if I want something good, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose asking for an introduction or reaching out to someone that I barely know? Who cares? You know what I mean? So when I started looking for the job, I started tapping in with more people, getting advice, and I had a F it mentality. You know what I mean? Like just go after it, get what's yours. And I came across my CEO Kate's LinkedIn, and she made a post saying that she was hiring. I sent her a video DM going back to like posting videos on LinkedIn. Right? It's super uncomfortable. It's not fun, but taking that step and putting myself out there and sending that message went such a long way. From there, she immediately scheduled me for an interview, flew through the interview process. I landed at a dope company. Like, Bridge is sick, dude. Like, being pretty much the founding AE there, having to put playbooks in place, like, selling to all net new customers, signing new logos, meeting with these dope brands from across the world. Like, they're sending me stuff nonstop. It's so sick. And I get to have cool conversations with folks from all over the country. I've been going to New York, going to trade shows. Like, it's been busy, all while juggling a 3-week-old newborn.
Yes, dude. Yes. And trust me, we're jumping into Nico, but I want to hey, bro, I can't let you go without Nico, my boy. And for that, Enzo as well. I want to hear about both my cousins. But before I let you go on this topic, is check it out, man. Can I tell you the level of pride that I felt because we were obviously friends by the time that I saw that post? Because you and I had exchanged some texts, and like when I tell y'all about hustle, like there would be days that my boy G was like 4 interviews, different type of industries, different preparation, sweating, wearing this monkey suit outfit so he looks good on camera all day. Like it is a grind. And the way that this dude stood out was, bro, he was the differentiator. Like, who's sending video messages to HR hiring agents going, yo, this is why I'm the real deal? And I always told this fool, bro, in the job hunt, go and take what you deserve. Go and take what is yours, my boy. And he not only did that, but he grabbed from the very top shelf that is Breeze. And to be fair, that is just the coolest circumstance for somebody who has no alternative to the hustle. He knows what he wants. He knows what his worth is. And to see somebody land something like that, come on. Come on, dude.
Yeah, and I think like during the job hunt, it's extremely fun. It's hard to even land an offer in today's market, right? But
Yeah.
also landing numerous markets or having numerous interviews. A big part of the interview process or the company that I was going to land at, I got lucky with Bridge and meeting Kate, the CEO, where she's all about LinkedIn. If you ask someone, like, what's your favorite social media app? She'll say LinkedIn all day long. And I remember
So
in the interview process, she said, I'm going to make it a point that our sales team or our team in general has to post at least once a week. And if you're not posting, building your own personal brand, like you're going to get in trouble. When she said that to me, I was like, well,
let's
yeah.
go.
I
You
was like,
already know.
well,
Let's go.
your boy wants to start posting again. Honestly, not to say that that was the deciding factor, but the fact that she's empowering us to get out there, build our personal brands. And obviously, she knew that I was building Dadgood in parallel. There was never that doubt of, but are you fully bought into what we're building here?
Yeah.
She knows that I'm a big believer in Dadgood. She's a mom and understands that dads need community too. Dude, it's just like everything that I was looking for in a company, it just checked off every single box. So
Let's go.
I am truly blessed to have gotten there.
Let's
Don't get me
go.
wrong, it took a lot of hard work and in getting through that interview process, there was a lot of hoops to jump through, but like I tell everyone, I'm an open book. If anyone ever needs help, landing a role, I'm no expert, I'm no recruiter, no nothing. But
No, for sure.
I've picked brains from so many folks that I'm more than happy to like help out if someone has a question about trying to find a role because it's not easy. It's hard to put yourself out there. So why not learn from a doofus that figured it out on his own?
No, for sure. But I mean, look, dude, I think the standalone is the level of consistency that you put into the playbook. Percent. You were
Yeah.
wake up every day, never say die, get the work done, whether you're embarrassed to film a video or embarrassed to shoot out a message or a cold call, like you did not surrender. And the second part is post hire is, and I mentioned this, bro, you just like there's such a confidence that is steaming off of you post hire in your posts, in your personality when we talk one on one. Like we were friends beforehand, but I can legit tell you there was a pivot in, yo, there's my boy Gee. There he is. Where you been, bro? And so from all of us, I think I could say, proud of you, dude. Like
Thank
you climbed the Everest, and that's the dopest thing that could happen. So
you. I appreciate that a ton. I think coming from, I don't want to say I was in a dark place. I was definitely in a place that I
you're
wasn't.
just unemployed, bro. Like, come on.
I was somewhere where I wasn't. You're at a place where you're not fully happy. You can't fully be yourself. You know what you're capable of. And you just kind of want to break through. And I think that while building this beautiful platform, kind of in a like while I was in this in between weird funky phase where I wasn't fully happy. Once I fully transitioned out of that and I got somewhere where I was happy, you see the traction that Dadgood is
Yeah,
building, the momentum. It's like a freaking freight train. So you pair that all up together, surround yourself with good guys, have an awesome wife to come home to, and kids. At the end of the day, it's like, what do I have to be upset about? So
bro,
I
it's
think that's
fire.
what built
It's
into the
fire.
confidence for
And
sure.
what just dawned on me from your answer is, bro, you know how many people stay in that crap hole situation that they're in just because that's their situation? And so I think that's also inspiring. That's another magic piece of the puzzle for you to go, you know what? I am more. I deserve more. I want to go after something that I'm passionate about. And so that is the magic of the transition with Geek Roscoe. And bro, like, get out of town. That's fire. I'm gonna pivot so hard here. I should have started with this, Nico, my dude. Come on. Every single picture that I see, I swear I'm going to my wife and I'm going, one more. Come on, just one more. Yo, bro, you got me messed up, Chris. It ain't happening. Talk to me about the first couple weeks of Nico. And bro, even sprinkle in the superhero that is Ashley. I never heard a delivery story like that. You're talking about what, less than 30 minutes? Boom, boom. Hey, we did it. Let's go. Now we got a kid. Let's kill it. Talk to me about Nico, bro.
Yeah, man. I think if I could go back and talk to the 5 year back version of myself, I would have never imagined having children. Never wanted kids. Never imagined I'd have kids. Met my beautiful wife. Still never really thought about having kids. And then it wasn't until like 3 years ago where we said, "Hey, it's time." And we had Enzo. And then again, I was in a really funky spot with kind of where I was at last year, and we were sitting down at dinner one night and we said, things aren't as great as they were. Maybe bringing another life into the equation will turn things around. And honestly, we had that conversation together and decided that it was time to, bring Enzo a little life partner. So we tried for Nico, and thank God, like we had him. He was healthy. She pushed for 7 minutes. It was like the craziest
And
labor
bro, is that
story ever.
just
Yeah. We
my
went to the
wife
yeah.
hates your wife, just so we're clear here, okay? Because dang, bro, Ashley, the real MVP.
Yeah, man, but it's been great. I mean, he is about to be 4 weeks next week. Obviously, as you guys know, the challenges with the newborn, right? The sleepless nights, the jealousy of your older ones, and juggling a house, a family, a job, being a dad, being a husband,
No,
trying to
man,
juggle it
it's
all. It's not
tough.
easy.
It's
You know,
tough.
props to everyone else that has more than two children. I don't know how you guys do it,
Yeah,
but
man.
it's been
Shout out
fun.
Charles with 5.
Yeah,
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 right.
literally.
Charles, you up next, baby. We're gonna hear how they do it.
But no, man,
Last for
all is
last.
good. So
But
much
Gee,
love for asking. Yeah.
before I let you go, because near and dear to my heart, how's my cousin Enzo? Like, what type of big brother is he? Like, how is he kind of assimilating into the shared parent attention? Like, that's a real thing that I think that we all experience of when your youngest no longer gets full blown attention. There's now somebody else in the choir. Like, how's that been with my boy, Easy E?
Dude, that's a great question. And honestly, it's not that bad because it's a 2-on-2 equation, right? And we can juggle it.
Cool.
One, you have three, you're outnumbered. Charles, you're definitely outnumbered. But
Sorry,
like,
CT, you out, baby.
but like Enzo loves babies, so we knew going into it that he'd be a good big brother because he's intrigued by babies. He's super gentle. But I think now a month in, he understands that Nico's his brother and like he technically owns him and he's like, I can do whatever I want to him because he's
Yeah.
mine. And he is gentle, but he kind of manhandles him at the same time. And I'm like, and the babies, they're not that fragile. They're not going to break. So Enzo asked to hold him. Dude, yeah, you can hold him. But
All
going
day,
back
you
to,
got it. Yeah, you got
yeah,
it.
and going back to the whole, the whole attention thing, there are spans in the day where you can tell that he wants a little bit more attention, but it's a 2-on-2 game, right? I take him or my wife takes him, but I have been spending more time. And now, thankfully, with my new job, I am fully remote. So in between meetings, whenever I have a little bit of downtime, I can run upstairs, go see him. I can take him outside for a quick walk. We can go, throw the ball around for a few minutes and just break up the day. I think that's a luxury that I would never trade in because it definitely keeps all of us sane and doesn't allow him to feel like he's on his own all the time because I can imagine how difficult it would be for him. I just
No, definitely.
try to give him a lot of attention. Yeah.
No, dude, I think that's so powerful. And like, look, I follow you and Ash on Instagram as well. And I think what is the coolest thing that I see is the level of involvement that Eazy-E has with Nico. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna feed him. You want to hold the bottle? Like, oh, we're just kind of shake. Like, and I think that that's kind of what the magic is. Like you said, is he feels like he owns him. He feels like, yo, this is mine rather than shoot, mommy and daddy are busy doing something else and I'm just here like twiddling my thumb. And so
Yeah,
I
for
think that's
sure.
beautiful, dude. And shout
Thank
out
you.
to the MVP, Ash, 7 minutes.
Yep.
I swear
Yep.
that's in Guinness Book of World Records somewhere. Get out of here, bro. So, hey, tell both my cousins, Uncle Chris says what's up, send him my love,
Will
and
do.
I look forward to connecting with them.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, CT, Charles Thompson, what are you doing over there, man? Beverly Hills hat, tennis club. What? Who are you even? Charles, let me spin it to you real quick. All right. I did a bit of background digging. I've known you for a long time at this point, but I want to hit you with a couple things. The first, I'm pretty jealous of, and so let me start there, is a couple weeks ago, you made this post with respect to like a children's story, an animated children's story where your kids all got to like participate as different characters. Like, talk to me about how the heck you found that. And then add to the tail end, bro, you are the brand ambassador of any company that cares about dad good. Just with respect to being a good father, being a good person. Here's some cool stuff I can connect you with. Like, how are you opening up these opportunities just being an epic human and recognized as a dope dad? Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, man. Thanks for the shout out, and I do want to shout out Warren real quick. I think Warren is the first person to hold the torch on a brand ambassador's idea. And Warren and I had conversations about this a lot because we're like, hey, like, how are these guys getting these deals? Like, this is what we kept on asking each other, like, what's happening? What are we missing? How are we like? How can we get in there? So him and I were talking about it. Warren was the first to kind of like crack, like the kind of bubble a little bit. We're like, man, like then Warren was like getting them every single day. I'm like, dude, like how, like what do I need to do to kind of figure out how to catch up to Warren? And basically, it's the same for everyone. If you have anyone like, how do I get a brand ambassador deal? Just like anything you do, like you gotta knock on the door. Like sometimes they will come to you and they will find you, but 9 times out of 10, if you don't ask, you don't eat.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of what it is. And so I just started doing that. So to your first question about the animated story app, it's a brand called Hero Stories. Shout out to Hero Stories. I reached out. They found me because I connected with another brand, Billy, which partners with Dadgood, that flew us out to DC to kind of do their whole little Bentley activation. But they have a little small app called Hero Stories. So it's all it really is a fun way to break up the monotony of bedtime. So I happen to be a parent where when I was growing up, I had a single mom, and so reading at bedtime was like never happened ever. So I was very like keen on from my kids when they were like 1 or 2 that we're gonna have bedtime every day if I can. So we're doing some kind of bedtime routine every day. So when Hero Stories reached out to me, they said, "Hey, like this is bedtime but on steroids." So essentially, all your kids, and again, I got a whole flock of them.
We're gonna get into
So
it.
I got a protagonist, I got an antagonist, I got supporting characters, I got everything in there. Got a narrator. So we got the whole story in there. So that's just a fun way where we're like, okay, hey, let's have the kids act out the story, Three Little Pigs, whatever it might be. Let's share it on our TV for Apple TV, and they all get to watch it. And so for them,
Dude,
they're like, this is phenomenal. They love it. They love it.
when I saw you post that, I obviously watched the video. I was like, bruh, why didn't I think of this? Like, just the coolest thing to do with your kids. I know we've talked, both of our kids are kind of in that like acting, musical theater, kind of interested in the YouTube channel type of world. Bro, just the coolest thing I could have ever seen. And
Yeah.
now I want to graduate to a point that's been well mentioned throughout the pod is my dude. 5 kids. I was just making a joke that said I wanted to go for 3, and my wife was like, bro, you nuts. Talk to me about the team of 5, and I want you to sprinkle in. Here's what I love the most about you, CT, is like even just a week ago, you post this picture of you and your wife in these cute, like matching onesies, and like you're in it to win it. And it's like, in my perception from the outside window, the only way that you can sustain success with a family of 5, it starts at the top. And I talked about this before. The relationship that you have with your wife is honestly like, bro, that's it. That's the goal on your pin board on the wall. Just going like, dude, these guys love each other. And because they're intentional about that love and it's deep rooted in connection, heck yeah. Let's build an army of 5. Matter of fact, let's add 5 more. Like, you guys seem together, you're unstoppable. So talk to me about that side of the world, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, so the reality is, so I don't know if I've ever told any of you guys this, but my dad's from Arkansas. So, and he was a sharecropper. So a sharecropper, like historically speaking, is they didn't own the land, they borrowed the land, and they only got the profits of the land. So no lie, my dad is one of 21, 17 brothers, 4 sisters.
I
My
remember
wife's
that.
22. Literally, like
My
chaos.
boy got uncles fill
Bro,
in the
like
village.
I
everywhere,
didn't
my
like
know that,
boy.
but that's
everywhere.
crazy.
Chaos. So I got uncles, like family unions, like at the wazoo. Long story short, like I've always had a big family, cousins, nephews. I'm like, yo, like, are we related? Kind of deal all the time. So I had that. Then I'm one of 5, so I'm the second youngest, and I was like my oldest brother, because as you have 5 kids, it's hard for you to be close in age. My oldest brother was 9 years older than me, which means that I was like changing diapers and watching kids like at 9 years old. Like I was just for my cousins, stuff like that. So I always had like a posture towards kids that was, I would say, unique in the sense that like most young kids didn't like boys didn't like to like, watch kids or hang out with their like siblings or younger cousins. I always enjoyed that part of things. I was unique in that. My wife,
WD knows what you're talking about, my boy.
my
You
wife is
already
one of
know.
2, and she literally, when we got married, someone from our church had to take their kid over for her to change a diaper for the first time. Bro, I was changing diapers like at 10 years old, like
Yeah.
literally. Now, who knows how that was going on? But my life
Wow.
was way different, genuinely, like just way different. So I would just say, like, my upbringing kind of gave me a posture. When I met my wife, I was like, yo, let's have a bunch of kids. A bunch of kids. Like, I don't care where we live.
So I was like, I got
Yeah.
Bro,
She's like, all right, bet. We getting it.
not the other
Yeah.
way around. So like I'm not gonna say, hey, I'm in San Diego, I can't have the amount of kids I want. And so I know a lot of people in San Diego, no shade on them. They're like, yo, we got 1 kid, maybe 1.5, because it's just too expensive. And they right is mad expensive, which is why I moved a little bit north. But I've always wanted a big family.
No, but you still, come on, bro. I know I grew up around where you're living right now. That's still like, yo,
Yeah.
20-minute drive. Let's get into some
Right.
action. You know what I'm
Right. But
saying?
but we got our house in 2021 for like half a mil. So
Damn.
comparatively speaking, around like the globe,
You
that's
lucky,
not
bro.
like
That property
right.
value just, you already know.
Three and a
Hold
half
on to
percent,
that
bro.
baby.
6 months in, cash refi, bro, because the market was so bananas. Like
Get it.
it was just a like God was gracious in that. So I'll say that. So I want to segue because I'm running on a little bit. But high level, this like 3 hours ago, my wife and I got in a fight. So I asked her a question, and I felt like she came at me sideways a little bit, and she was like, no, like I didn't come at you sideways, you're tripping. Which Guy and Warren would know I'm confrontational, and I'm usually wrong 9 times out of 10.
No,
Yeah,
you're
no,
So
not.
you
so
told me
so
to
I
chill
but
earlier.
so
I know what she's talking
our
about.
100%, like our marriage is literally like I'm the dysfunctional crazy person, and she's the pliable, like
I know,
gracious,
but that's
kind.
that's the magic, bro. That's the magic of it. Are you kidding? You know how many times all three of us have been in the doghouse, bro? The
For
doghouse.
dumb stuff.
Like,
All the
come
time,
on.
all the time.
I
From the
live in.
options in the
Are you
basement.
kidding? Gee, I put a TV in the doghouse too. Fool, I'll
Yeah.
text you a picture.
But genuinely, she came to me and she was like, "Yo, like let's chop it up and hash it out." And I was wrong. I misinterpreted.
Yeah,
Um, and we were able to hash it out. And I think that's such a critical part of like, hey, like I should be the one that's leading in that capacity. But when you're wrong, having the ability to like fix that quickly, so you have really short lists,
yeah,
is critical because everything compounds per kid. So what you learn as being a parent, like if you and wife you're not in a good mood and little Johnny is running around the house with his diaper off, tripping, like that makes that twice as hard,
no,
right?
for
And so
sure.
like being able to have that tight is such a critical element. My wife is super gracious in this, or super unique in the sense that she she doesn't need a lot to be right. So our house can be chaotic. Like we homeschool, so we're in Cali, we homeschool, we're in the
Yeah,
house all day, and like she's not going nuts every day, and I'm not going nuts all day. So we're pretty laid back personalities. Where I would say, hey, 5 kids for most people, it's just not in the cards. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's
yeah,
not logical. It's unreasonable, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But she is gracious enough and pliable enough where she doesn't need life to be perfect all the time. And we really love it. Like we genuinely love being around them, and we love the cat. So I'm gonna shout out Warren. I stole the this is Dadgood. He started it, and I just like, yo, I'm type A enough where I'll just post it every single day. And those things I'm posting are genuine. Like I'm
yeah.
genuinely, that's what I believe about being a father. One of my favorite things in the world. I didn't have a dad growing up. I did have a dad, obviously. I didn't get here by immaculate conception, but my dad wasn't really around, and so I didn't know what that environment was like. I have a couple, memories as a like an 8 year old boy pulling my dad's stubby like beard, but apart from that, like I had no real like interaction of what that was like. So for me, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be the best dad ever.
Yeah,
My
man.
son is like never gonna be like, yo, like what was dad at? What did
Yeah,
dad like?
yeah.
What did dad do? Like, I mean, he still don't know what my job is, and he don't really care. But
He'll get there.
apart from all that kind
He'll
of
get
stuff,
there.
like, I'm gonna be around. So that's a big part of like, hey, like, yeah, our marriage has to be tight, and tight for me doesn't mean perfect. Tight just means, hey, when I mess up, like earlier today, we have the ability to chop it up and seek reconciliation, so we can be better for our kids later.
No, for
And
sure.
we genuinely want to, like, we love our kids. Like it's not a burden for us. I think some people, I know there's some people look at me and be like, yo, you act like you like it. It's kind of like a diet, like Warren said, if I hard. And sorry, I don't mean to pick on you so much, Warren. But some people look
Oh,
at
you're
a
good.
diet and be like, yo, like you're on a diet, but you really don't like the diet. You're kind of lying. I think some
Yeah.
people think about that with me and my kids. Like, yo, like you have all those kids, and you say you like them, but you don't like those kids. They crazy. And I
No, for
genuinely like,
sure.
yo, I enjoy the kids. I'm coaching them. I'm around them. I'm like doing hikes with them during the day. I'm remote, like gee. So like all my day is like, yo, I'm in my office. I go out for dance breaks. Like chaos breaks out. My wife is pissed because she's like, yo, you just ruined the whole day. I go back in my room, make a couple of calls, and go do it again. And that's basically like my day for the most part. So
No, for
I just
sure.
enjoy it, man.
Dude, I love it,
It's
man.
crazy, really, really crazy. It's crazy that somebody could say that you don't like it, like you're faking it. Because what I ask myself, or what I ask that person is, what is more important you think I could be doing with my life than this right here?
Yeah.
Literally nothing. Like nothing even comes like remotely close. So like when you're like, oh, you don't really like all that, like are there moments where I'm, want to beat my head against the wall? Absolutely. But like to say like I don't like it, like after you have your first child, I just feel like you look at your whole life before that point and you're like, what was I really even doing? Like absolutely nothing. Like, and then it just
100%.
becomes like the most like important mission of your life. And
My man.
just really quick, I think that's why Dadgood is so awesome because like
Dude.
that is like the most important mission ever. So,
Are you sure
Mic
you're
drop.
not just saying that because I paid you to say that? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, no, I'm not. But I just think because like Charles, I mean, I think people like we've probably all gotten that before, and it's usually from somebody who doesn't even have children, which no judgment, but it's also like, bro, like you don't even have kids, like you can't even
Yeah.
like to like what I'm about to tell you right now. But
Yeah.
anyways, when you said that, that just kind of reminded me
No,
like
dude, I
what's
love
more
it.
important that I could be doing with my life right now? Nothing.
Dude,
So
100%. I think that we could all share stories till we're blue in the face on just like that first moment where you, especially your first kid, when you hold him in your arms and you're like, I'm never going to watch a crime TV show again because I don't want you. You know what I mean? Like you make immediate adjustments.
Really quick to that
So,
point, I never thought that I could love another child like I loved Enzo. And I've
dude,
had
I
this
love
conversation
that you said that, bro.
with
Tell me
so
about
many
that.
people, and everyone's always like, nah, you'll find out when you have your second child. And I'm like, Enzo's my boy.
Not
Like,
possible.
not
it's like the
possible.
Grinch. It's like the Grinch, dude. Your heart just
Dude,
grows.
that's a
Bro.
perfect
Your heart,
comparison.
your
And
heart just grows with each child.
I don't want to like
Certain
go
days
into
you have
this.
a favorite though.
Yeah. No, today
You
Nico
ain't
was my
wrong,
favorite.
baby.
Yeah, like lately you're like, yo, the middle one's like
Yeah.
you're good. Like the other two is like
You're
But it's
sneaking
like,
them candies and stuff.
it's just so wild to me how you grow and you grow a bond with one, and then I genuinely was convinced. I was like, dude, there's no way I can love another child like I love Enzo. But then the moment
I
Nico
love
was
that.
born, the nurse was taking live photos and videos, and I saw him before anyone else did, and I broke down like a baby and started crying just as much as he did when I met him. Now I don't know how Charles, I keep picking on you. You're doing it with 5. Like I didn't know how I would love 2 kids. Dude, I can't. If I had my army of 5,
Charles
I
got a
would
big
dude's got
old
a
Gary
big
hugging
heart.
them all.
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a big
They're
old
hugging
heart,
them all
man.
like this, just holding them.
Yeah.
No, that's dope, though. But sorry to
But-
kind of go on that
but-
tangent,
but
but it's just so real life. Yeah.
I think you guys are right. Like you do kind of have favorites, and I just did implement this like last fall, maybe the fall before that. Like I have date nights specifically because just by necessity of time, personalities, preferences, blah blah blah, you gravitate to one kid that may be like not like you. And sometimes you butt heads the most with the kids that are like you the most, and so it's just constant like friction all the time. And I think that kid specifically, like for us, like that's my middle son, my middle daughter. Like we make sure, like, hey, we have to have a date night out once a month with her, and then with all of them just like separate times. Because again, when I have so many kids that like you feel like you have to do everything with them, but they need that one on one time. But specifically the kid that for whatever reason, like maybe they're the problem kid, the terrible twos, whatever you want to call it, you have to make sure like they get specific, just unfiltered time where you're just like, yo, what do you want to be today? And I get pickleball, builder. I want to do commercials. I want to do, electrician, whatever that is. And bro, they are the most important person for that 30 minutes or hour. And if you're cheap like me, IHOP might give you like free kid meals, like Monday through Friday. If you want to get a little bit crazy, you can get a more like expensive, like Roadhouse,
Let's
kind of a
get
little
after
more
it.
like
Let me
for
make you
them.
feel special tonight type of thing. Yeah.
100%. And they get to pick whatever they want.
No, for sure.
But favorites do exist. It just is what it is. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, for sure they do. Are you kidding? And the beautiful thing is they flip flop. It's not like anybody's feeling totally left out. It's like, yo, bro, yesterday you were dope. Today we're at about here, my boy. Keep it up. But in any case, everybody tuning in, that just about wraps up our time today. Again, this is the very first episode of the Dadgood Podcast. And so before I let these 3 heroes go, want each of you take about 30 seconds. I'll start with you, Guy, on just like, what is the direction that we're taking this new phase of Dadgood into the digital media world? of what we're pumping out in the community? Talk to me about what you see.
Yeah, dude, that's a fantastic question. And I think the three of us are going to have different answers here, but I feel like we've been doing a good job of like coming together more weekly with more defined goals on where we want to take this thing and where we want to grow. I'll always come back to the fact that we didn't anticipate we'd be here this quickly. We've never built community before. We never built community at this scale, this rapidly before. So it is a learning curve. So everyone that is tuning in and is a part of Dadgood, first off, thank you. But also, please be patient with us because we're trying to figure it out as we go. Now, to answer your question really quickly, one thing that I am really excited about is we just partnered with one of the dads that's in Dadgood, where we're building out our app, where we're going to be able to activate, events and meetups and a bunch of cool stuff within the app itself. There's more to come there. That's been in development. So we'll have more to share there probably within the next week or so.
Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. My man, UD, Mr. Warren, where are we taking this bad boy?
Yeah, I think the three pillars we always talk about with Dadgood is growing the community. So getting as many dads in, new dads as possible. The dads that are in the community, adding as much value as possible, and then creating great content like this podcast, like the LinkedIn post, like the reels that you'll be seeing, all that good stuff. And honestly, yeah, I would just say fueling the movement and then just kind of showing you a behind the scenes look, I think, of building a brand and a brotherhood and everything that Dadgood is. And then I would say, just honestly, this is kind of ambitious, but I like that. Almost creating I think like a culture shift. So like infrastructure for fatherhood, like the modern dad, normalizing growth and vulnerability amongst dads, I think would
Love
be
it.
what I would say to that. So yeah.
Love it, man. Hey, look, nothing is ambitious after 75 hard. We're well on our way, my boy.
Well, hey,
All
I
right.
did say I did put this out there the other day, and it felt crazy to say. I think I've said to Charles and Guy just really quick, but I said it to somebody else, and it felt crazy to say it, but I was like, whatever. But yeah, a million members in Dadgood one day. I think,
Why?
I
Let's
think
make it
it's
5. Are you
yeah.
kidding?
I
Let's
mean,
go.
so
Sky's the limit, dude.
yeah.
Let's
So
get
I
after
mean,
it.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it,
I
man.
love it.
dads are recession proof. There's always going to be more dads every single
That's
day.
what I mean, baby.
It's not like
That's
dads
what I
are just going
mean.
to disappear off the face of the earth.
You're right.
There we
You're right.
go. There we go. All right, my boy, Charles Thompson, CT, bring it home, man. Where do you see us taking this thing?
Yeah, I just think that this is the one thing that Warren and I talked about way back when. Warren used to say, "I'm sorry to pick on you, but he's the king of like all those like random sayings. Like Warren has them, and so he, like one of the ones that
Sure.
I remember he should tell me is like, hey, like in-person community is undefeated, and I'm butchering it. But I think this in general, like when you look at DAG, the idea, much of the premise was, hey, there are dads that are isolated across the world, not just the U.S., but the world, who are looking for a community to figure this dad thing out. They're trying to figure out, how do I win at home? How do I win at life? That's all they're trying to figure out.
Love
And
it.
they're doing it, and they're doing it in all kind of different ways, and they're all at different parts of the journey. We would love to bring Dadhead just one step closer in that, from where we are today. Is, hey, how do we get in the communities? How do we get FaceTime, whether it's virtually or in person, where we can say, hey, let's bring you one step closer where you're killing it at home, but also at life. And that's all we want to do. And so everything that's going to be done from Dadgood is say, hey, like, can we look at that lens and say, how are we helping dads in person or virtually, when at home, when at life?
Love it, brother. Love it. And to wrap it up, you heard it here first. So, Dadgood Podcast, we got more video content coming out, one-on-one with dads, group sessions with dads, events with different dads. Again, my name is Chris Walcher. I'm the host of the Dadgood Podcast, and I couldn't be more appreciative of these three legends, Mr. Guy Graskos, my man W.D. Warren, and Charles Thompson. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Yeah.